Good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. It is Friday, May the 24th. We're almost through this month. One more week left, and we've got a long holiday weekend coming your way. Good to have you with us on this finally Friday. It's also Film Friday as well. And my co-host every Friday is Randy Ramsey. Good to see you, Randy.
Good morning, Todd. How are you?
Well, I wish I could say I was better, but I actually was going to call in sick today. In fact, I'm at home. I woke up this morning in a great way to go into the holiday weekend. It's like I have the flu. I'm hoping it's not the flu. I'm just, I think a power of will, but I'm, a little under the weather today. But I'm here. I'm here. I wasn't going to miss the show because, well, it was kind of too late to change things. So I'm going to troop on through the next half hour.
Well, I am camped out at my mother-in-law's house down in Rockport, already ready for the party weekend.
All right.
So,
Yeah, nice long 3-day weekend, and it should be a hot one, but you're in the perfect place for it down in Rockport. And being that you're in Rockport, you can watch us in social media from Rockport. You can watch us from Spain. You can watch us anywhere in social media, Randy, and you can join us live on Facebook and YouTube, but they can catch us in social media anytime and on HCCTV.
that's right. We're on X, LinkedIn, and HCCTV at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Are you teaching classes this summer? Do you have any classes?
I am not teaching any classes this summer, but I am running the Southwest Alternate Media Swamp summer camp at HCC A-Leaf. And
Okay.
we have a great group of kids who are going to write, prep, shoot, and post their own film.
Are there still slots open in the summer camp?
I have 2 slots open. I had a late cancellation, and I've just always got that, like, you never reach the full until the day before because we're
Right.
Houston and
Well,
we
we'll
are
have some
commitment
info.
phobic.
We'll put some information in our social media posts if somebody has, because believe it or not, I don't know what it is, but I've been getting a lot of calls during the week. I think people see the show, they see the advertisement, so they automatically just call me in my office and ask about the summer camps. And I've literally had about 5 different calls about summer camps. So this one's available as well. Yours is, right?
Yep, absolutely. We have a great time, and they can check out swamp.org. Our films from the last 3 camps are up online, and they're good.
Very well. Well, we'll put the information in our social media post. We've got a couple of guests coming your way. One of them, Randy, you're going to be interviewing. Sara Gaston is the actor and founder of the Sara Gaston Studio, and she's here to talk with us this morning. Good morning, Sara.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here again on the show. I know Randy's looking forward to talking to you. She'll be with you in about 10 minutes.
Excellent. I look forward to it.
All right. But first up, one of our college presidents returned to talk about an upcoming workforce symposium and job fair in Fort Bend County. Dr. Madeline Burillo-Hopkins is the president of the Southwest College and vice chancellor of workforce instruction. Welcome back to the show, Dr. Burillo-Hopkins. How are you?
I'm doing great, Todd. Thank you so much for having me here today and giving me an opportunity to talk about this symposium. So I'm excited. Thank you.
Yeah. I know we got the symposium coming up, but we also have a big celebration in the city of Missouri City. And I know HCC has a role in it every year. Maybe you can tell us about the Juneteenth celebration.
Yeah, so every year, Missouri City has the longest Juneteenth celebration in the state of Texas. And we've been part of the planning, organizing of this wonderful event that celebrates Juneteenth in the state, and so we do that in partnership with the Juneteenth Celebration Foundation, as well as with the city of Missouri City, and then Houston Community College as an educational institution. It's their gold partner.
Well, we're looking forward to that. That is coming up. Another thing you have coming up is the Workforce Development Symposium, and it's happening right around the time of the celebration. Tell us about it briefly and give us some details.
Yeah, well, thank you. So during the whole week of Juneteenth, the city plans several events throughout the week that are cultural and educational. And one of the things that we've been doing is having and hosting a workforce job fair symposium right here at the Missouri City campus. And they will be on June 14th from 11 to 3 at the Missouri City campus, located on 1600 Texas Parkway. And what we do on that day is that we'll have employers from the area that are hiring. We'll have information about technical programs and career pathways, what's in high demand, what are the high growth and high wages careers that exist in our region. And then HCC will provide information about how you can get into those careers, either fast-tracked, or if you want to do a degree or a certificate, how you can do that right here at ACC to get into those jobs that exist in the region. And then our career and job placement team, while they're here with employers, will also be doing on-site resume writing, mock interviews to get individuals for here ready for those interviews. And the employers have committed to do on-site job interviews. So I know last year we had people who got hired while they were attending this symposium. So we're excited to be part of this event and to be able to bring this to the community and to many of our students that are looking for, how do I prepare for a job interview? And for community members, how can I get into those fields?
Well, that's what I was going to ask about. People actually walk out of these symposiums with jobs, it sounds like. I mean, they're get an offer that day?
Yes, we ask individuals and we advise them to bring their resume, to come prepare with copies of their resume and any transcripts or any certifications or credentials that they have, because employers are looking for that. And we have several rooms where employers will be conducting interviews on the spot for those who are ready to be able to do that. And, you know, at Missouri City, we have career training for law enforcement, 911 dispatch. You know, if you ever have an emergency, I'm sure this week, last week, a lot of people were calling 311 and 911 because of different emergencies. There is an individual that has to be trained and be credentialed to take care of that. We offer that here at Missouri City. We have the EMS training, medical assisting, nurse aid, process technology, pre-engineering, computer systems, all of that offer at the Missouri City campus. These are all leading to high growth, high demand. I don't know if you watched some of the news this morning. They were interviewing a couple of police department chiefs and we're all talking about the fact that there's such a huge need. They have so many vacancies, and this is great career fields to get into in our region.
What type of, you mentioned some of the medical fields or the first responders that'll be there. What type of businesses generally have you had in the past at these symposiums? And who do you expect this year, to give people an idea of who actually will be hiring at these symposiums?
Yeah, so we have the city of Missouri City, obviously, the different departments. So we have government entities and municipalities that are hiring for different positions. We all, including the city of Sugar Land, Missouri City, Stafford, all in the Fort Bend County area. But then we also have employers like Benny Keith, PepsiCo, the Amazon, Amazon. And then we have several of the large employers in this region that attend. And then we have several computing companies that do consulting work and that do contract work for other entities, and obviously need the talent to be able to fulfill those contracts and the demand that they have for that.
You mentioned the fast track training program, and I know that was launched a few years ago, and it's still apparently very popular. I know one of the things when it was launched, the whole idea was to get somebody trained fast, but there was also funding sources. Is that still the case now? Because I was telling people, you know, you go to this website, you can find a career path, and most of the time it's all paid for, the training. Yes,
absolutely. We work very closely with the Workforce Solutions offices in our region, which receive federal funding to help individuals obtain their careers, especially in high demand fields for your region. And there's a funding called Workforce Investment Opportunity Act, WIOA, and that provides up to $2,000 to pay for tuition and fees and supplies for a particular career readiness, which ACC offers. So you have that fund. We have the Texas Public Education Grant, which HCC gets, and it's specifically for these fast track programs. And then through our HCC Foundation, we also have grants and scholarships. As a matter of fact, one of them is offered by, we partner with PepsiCo because they want to support individuals going into different career fields that they need to hire folks. So, what we've seen is in the last few years, especially with unemployment being low, that employers are understanding about the great need to support individuals that they're looking into getting to hire, that they need to pay for that tuition and fees. So they're providing scholarships to HCC through their foundation to help pay and remove that obstacle. So we have various different sources of financial aid. That should not be a reason for individuals not to attend. And then we have, through Workforce Solutions, they pay for childcare, they pay for transportation expenses. So there's other costs that people sometimes may be the obstacle. Well, I have the money to pay for the program, but I don't have childcare, somebody to pay for funding to pay for the childcare services that I need. So all of that is available.
And the website is hccs.edu/fast track. We're going to have that information in our social media post. And I mean, I was looking at some of the skills that are available on here. We've got everything from AutoCAD draftsman, certified nurse aide, cybersecurity, which is just booming right now with people needed, construction project management, industrial pipe fitter. I mean, there are a wide variety of jobs on here that you could get training for, and it's in a very short amount of time. And
they're high paying jobs with high demand. So if you want to go into those fields, but you don't want to spend yet a year or 2 years into a degree plan, this is the great way to start, get your credentials, get into the job field, and be able to then create your pathway into the longer trainings that HCC offers. But you now have a foot into the field with an employer, and many of them, once you get in, have tuition reimbursement as well. So it's a great opportunity to kick off their career in a particular field of study. And most of them within 16 weeks tops to complete. That's why we call them fast track.
Yep. We're going to have that website in our social media post, along with information on the upcoming symposium. Dr. Madeline Burillo-Hopkins, president of HCC Southwest College and our vice chancellor of workforce instruction. Thank you for being here. We look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you.
All right, Randy, I'm going to turn things over to you because you've got a special guest, which I think you guys y'all know each other, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't know Sara Gaston in the film industry in town? Good morning, Sara, and welcome back. And you have so much going on. It's out of control.
I do.
Let's start with your latest project, which is really doing well.
Yeah, I Was Gone for a While is a film that I wrote, produced, and directed. And it's my first film. I've been an actor for a very long time, but it's my first film. And we're going to New York twice in June for the Manhattan Film Festival and the New York City International Film Festival, and then to Long Island in July for the Long Island Independent Film Festival. So super psyched.
Those are some great festivals. The Manhattan one is really fun. I mean, I haven't been in the last few years, but I've been before, and it's a good time.
Oh, I'm excited to hear that.
And now, in addition to directing and producing, an award-winning screenplay too, right? That's called Sanchos and Ponchos, and it started out just as a writing project. And I was taking a course at the Groundlings and in Los Angeles, and we were writing sketches, and it's kind of random. Our instructors had us all come up with a title, and then he made us all trade titles. So you had a title that was out of context of anything you knew, and then you had to write a sketch around it. Well, as I began to write the sketch, I was like, this isn't a sketch, this is a short film. And so while I was waiting for my film to get through post-production so I could start submitting that to festivals, I was like, well, let me just send this little satire I have out to film festivals. And then all of a sudden it was winning awards. And I was like, well, this is fun. So, yeah. Are you going to produce that one too?
Probably eventually. I kind of wrote it with Keegan-Michael Key as the main character. I don't know if he'll be available for
Sara Gaston's short film. But I think if I could find the right cast, I would love to do it because it's really fun. It's a satire on gangs of all things, but it really is just about wanting to fit in and do the right thing. And so I don't know, it's cute. I think it's funny. So,
Well,
and other people do too.
obviously other people think it's funny or they wouldn't give it awards. I know.
Yeah.
I'm in the process of working on a short myself that hopefully I'll shoot in August. So it's always about the little things, finding the cast, getting the right group together.
Yeah.
You have a GoDaddy campaign going on right now.
Yeah. 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 So I just wanted to mention that because that's been really fun. As an actor, for every yes, there are like 100 no's. And so, I've been acting for a very, very long time. And it's a challenging business. It's an inconsistent business. But yeah, I booked a GoDaddy campaign that's running everywhere. So, and I get to use a New York accent. So that's a lot of fun. But I have friends from all over the country, messaging me going, I saw you in Palm Springs. I saw you in Louisville, Kentucky. And I had a guy, a security guard at a building the other day. He goes, are you in a commercial? And I said, yeah, like I'm at a hot dog cart and I have a Brooklyn accent. He's like, I knew it was you. So it's been really fun.
Well, it sounds fun. And, it doesn't hurt to get a job that pays.
No, exactly. Exactly. And, national commercials, they have nice paychecks.
They do.
Yeah.
I know a lot of working actors who that's their bread and butter.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I have a very classical theater education. And I remember when I got out of school, I was such a snob about doing commercials. And I was like, oh, commercials, I'm going to be Lady Macbeth. And then, I booked my first commercial and I was like, oh, well, this is nice. This is better than waiting tables. So I got over my prejudice against doing commercials.
Well, I feel you because I have an MFA from CalArts and I felt that way about doing corporate video. Mm-hmm. And then I did a corporate video with Julie when I arrived in Houston a long time ago. And I was like, oh, wait, this doesn't suck.
No, it does not suck.
Fine. They pay me and they're so excited that I'm here. Unlike me begging for them to talk to me. So, I mean, I feel you.
Yeah.
But talking about corporate, talking about tech, what about Technoburger? Because this one I'm unfamiliar with.
So yeah, this is in post. This is a project that Joe Grisafi got me into, local filmmaker, casting director, actor, Houston people know Joe. And so this is a group mostly out of New York. They're Houston based, but they've all scattered either to the West Coast or the East Coast. And their first film that they did several years ago was the Slam Dance Audience Award winner. And it's called Bindle Stiffs. And Andrew Edison is the director. And so Joe said, hey, I gave your name to this guy. He might want you for this part. Okay, sure, whatever. Anyway, it's been so much fun to film. And he liked what I did so much the first round of filming that he beefed up my part. And so they brought me back to film some more. And it's a series of, it's a horror comedy. And it's like a series of vignettes. And my particular vignette, this rich family becomes obsessed with this young man based on his social media profile. And we basically kidnap him and try to add him to our family. It's just weird.
It
but
sounds
so
like a very Joe kind of project.
Oh, it is. It is a very Joe kind of project. And he's not even in charge. So anyway, but it's so much fun. And the people are so nice and so great. And it's just been a blast.
But it's also nice that you mentioned that they liked you so much that they gave you additional work. Because I think that leads into talking about you working as an acting coach, because always maintaining your chops and being at the top of your game is so important. So I know, because you've taught an acting class for Swamp, that your classes are great. And I know that you have some coaching slots open and some workshops coming up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have an ongoing class Tuesday nights for more experienced actors, somebody who's been at this for a little bit. And I also do private coaching. I do audition taping, and I do have workshops actually at the end of June, June 29th. I have a workshop which is self-taping for film and television, because of course, post-COVID, casting directors just want to sit back on their couches and watch us, do our dog and pony show via video rather than bringing us into the room. And what I'm seeing when people come to me for coaching for auditions is a lot of times they're leaving out a lot of elements in their performance or in their production values when they're taping that they don't even realize. So that's what my workshop is there to help people with.
Well, and so helpful, because all of my friends who are acting are now, it's all about the tape. That's why at the media conference last year, we had Julie Newland teach a DIY lighting with stuff in your house for your audition tape.
Perfect.
She'll be doing that again this year. So
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I am so excited to see you have so much going on. We didn't even get to all of it. It's amazing. Every day I open up my feed and it's like, Sarah's doing this and Sarah's doing that. And I'm just a little bit like FOMO.
Oh, no. Don't be FOMO. Oh, well, thank you so much.
Hopefully we'll catch up in real life soon.
I would love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here. And it's always a pleasure.
Yes, my pleasure. All the way.
All right. Thank you both. And we've got a few announcements before we wrap up today's show. One of them goes out, a big congratulations to our own Dr. Christina Robinson, HCC's Work-Based Learning and Industry Partnerships Director. Dr. Christina Robinson has published an editorial, Removing Barriers for the Future Healthcare Workforce. It's in Community College Daily. It's part of the American Association of Community Colleges, co-written with Barbara Clapp, CEO of Dwyer Workforce Development. It highlights the innovative partnership within healthcare to pave the way for a stronger, more accessible workforce. Congrats goes out to Christina. And the AAPI Film Festival, we talked about that earlier this month, Randy. That's coming up.
That's right. As we reported then, it's the 20th anniversary of the Happy Fest, the Houston Asian American Pacific Islander Film Festival. It runs Thursday, May 30th to Friday, June 14th, but it does kick off with a special screening of The Hurricanes, an award-winning documentary that played at Houston Cinema Arts Society earlier in the year and is from a local Houston filmmaker. And check our post after the show and go out and see it. It's a great documentary about a women's professional football team here in Houston like 30 years ago. It's That's Monday, right. 8 o'clock at Axelrad Beer Garden.
Axelrad. Have you ever been there before?
I have. It's a fun venue.
Yeah, I've driven by it, never been there. I know it's not that far from the district offices. Usually when I go to Central, when I drive back, I'll pass by it. So anywho, Instructional Service Awards are going on. It's that time of year. HCC is accepting nominations for the Instructional Service Awards for this academic year. Please nominate your outstanding colleagues or yourself, and you can submit more than one nomination. Who nominates themselves?
That's what I was going to ask.
Do people do that?
I suppose, but
I guess they do. Yeah, it is. But hey, I'm not judging. Just saying. Those categories for awards are as follows: outstanding faculty leader and outstanding faculty member, outstanding instructional administrator, outstanding instructional services staff member. Can't talk this morning. Okay. Deadline for submissions is noon Wednesday, May 29th, this coming Wednesday. Check our post after the show for more information on that. And we've also got some B2G Victory Eastside workshops happening.
That's right. It's with HCC Center for Entrepreneurship. It's an entire series, an offering of workshops on building your business, including building your capacity statement. That's 10 to noon, Thursdays, May 30th and June 6th at HCC's Eastside campus. Registration info is in the post. Check it out after the show.
Memorial Day, it's a 3-day weekend. If no one's told you, don't come to work on Monday at HCC because we're closed. It is Memorial Day, and there will be no up to the minute. We'll return on Tuesday, May the 28th, when classes are, when HCC rather is back in session. Classes, though, it's time to register. Fall registration is ongoing and summer registration. Go to hccs.edu/apply. 5 ways to learn, 2 online, 2 of them are hybrid. And of course, we have in-person classes as well. Okay, one of our communications directors here at HCC, Zen Zhang, has been here before in the show, but he's talking about a book that he's written on 2 Chinatowns, the old and the new, as we continue our celebration of AAPI month. He'll be here next week. And we'll have another student success story with a former student of ours who now, Randy, is going to MIT.
That's awesome.
That's right. It's very cool.
I love that.
And she's an immigrant as well. Just arrived in the country. She's doing some incredible things in life. So she is going to be on the show next week. So we got a jam-packed week, even though it's going to be 4 days. You're in Rockport. I imagine sun and beach are in your agenda over the next few days.
Absolutely. So if you see me next Friday and I'm peeling like some kind of horror movie, it's because I did not sunscreen enough.
Okay. Well, hopefully I can get out into some sun later if I can start feeling a little bit better. But it is what it is. It's a long weekend. Enjoy your weekend, Randy. Have a great time, and we'll see you next week.
Okay.
Great weekend. We'll see you on Tuesday, back when we return on Up to the Minute.